everybody, welcome once again to the final in this series of Speedway Gladiators. Yes, it is the final night here at Robertson Prestige International Speedway. What's in the program tonight? Well, as you'd expect, another jam-packed program. We caught up with Stu Russell and Ian Parfitt, co-managers of the Pumas team, and we looked at how their season has gone. We talked to New Zealand's most mature Superstock driver, the 95P, and that's Clive Elliott. He started racing many years ago in Wellington. We also look at the highlights of last year's Superstock Champs. We catch up with Mike Zachan, the 1NZ sidecar combination. We also catch up with the Manawatu Stockcar Champs. It is the champs coming up tonight, and that of course is Kyle Rowe. He is the current 1NZ as well. We also catch up with last year's Manawatu Stockcar Champs. Plenty in the program tonight. And we went down to William Humphries' workshop once again. As you know, William has been working on developing a better seat, particularly for the contact classes, stock cars and super stocks. That's the program tonight. Plenty coming up. This weekend, it's the Manawatu Superstock Champs, weather permitting, of course. And one of the competitors in that is the man in 95P, Clive Elliott. Clive, you've been doing it for a long time. When did you start?
I started racing in 1968 at Wellington, and then I shifted to Hawke's Bay and raced at Palmerston.
Why did you get interested in stock cars? Did you regularly go to the Speedway track?
No, that's the silly thing about it. I went to one meeting and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I thought, shit, I'd like to have a go at this. And we went back to the workshop and built an old car. This is 1968. It was more or less stock standard. It was a 34 V8 truck that we converted to a car. Had like the 16-inch wheels and just the standard running gear.
So you had a few bumps and grinds along the way. You had a bit of a health scare a few years ago. Tell us about that.
I went for a blood test, and they said, you ever had a PSA test? And I said, no, not really. And they said, oh, we'll give you one. And then I had prostate cancer, and I had cancer in 9 biopsies out of 10. And at that stage, they thought it had got out of my prostate and into my bones, but it didn't happen, thank the Lord. So I'm still here.
But then the car came along out of that. How did that come about? A few mates got together and decided that we're going to get you back on the track, young fella.
Yeah, I said to Tony, can I get the plans off you, and I'll build it myself, you know, and me being sort of a bush engineer, didn't think I'd be able to do a good job of it. And he says, oh, we'll get a few mates and we'll build it for you and run a raffle and fund it and all that. And people donated money and Speedway parts, and it just evolved up through that. And I'm so grateful.
So Clive, why are you still doing it? What's the pull that makes you get out there as often as you do?
It's a disease. I just love it. I love rolling up every Saturday or when there's a meeting on. I don't travel now very much, but just to Palmerston, Wellington and Hawke's Bay. But I love the hype of unloading the car and getting screwed in the end and hearing the thump of the V8s, and when you're just in the pits, you know, people come up and talk to you and say they met, or my dad used to come and watch it and back in the 70s and 80s, and it's quite a buzz. So that's the pull, really.
Thank you for your time tonight, and all the best for the last couple of meetings of the season.
Thanks, Dave. Cheers, mate.
Clive Elliott, 95P, a man who was racing in the early days, even in Wellington when I was down there, back in the 1970s. Started, as he said, in 1968. He's still running. The Manawatu Superstock Champs are on tonight. Let's take a moment and go back to last year's Superstock Champs. Heat 1, they're away. Daniel Burmester, the lead car, he's out, but Mike McCarthy right in behind him.
3 wide off the turn. Still Burmeister leads him into turn number 3. Followed by the 88 of Miles. He's gone right up against the fence, and Matty Wise is trying to sneak up the inside. Myers a little tentative into the turn up there at 3, and it allows Matty Wise to put the bumper on the back. Closes them up once again, and here comes Rebecca Barr up the inside of the 722 of David Lowe. Moves him over. Rebecca Barr on the gas, moving up into 4th position. Counting down the laps here with the white flag out, 1 to go. Jordan Deere has come here with a mission tonight to wrestle this Manawatu Superstock crown away, and he's just about, well, the white flag was out for a little bit longer, showing now that we're going 11. I think he just put it out 1 lap too early because it is a 12-lap heat. Yep. Jordan Deere knew, though. Now the checkered flag is out. That's interesting. Good start for Hemi, but straight away under pressure. Wayne Hemi looks to go around the outside. Bundy's there in the 9 car. He'll take the race lead down the back straight. Whoa! Oh, wow. Huge moment.
Brilliant race from Jamie Hemi, though. He's still in 3rd place in the 571.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Hemi starting Wayne Hemi in the 591 Red Walker, working his way through lap traffic now. He's got to negotiate past the 18 car, and Hislop slides up the inside to take the race lead away. White flag, 1 to go for the number 9. He's going to get some attention from the 7 of Penn. I thought Scott Penn was going to put a hit on him, just mistimed it. That gave Hislop a chance to get away down the back straight, and with 1 corner to go, the 9P of Brett Hislop is going to bring it home in an action-packed heat number 2 for this Manawatu Superstock title. And what a great drive for the 571 of Jamie Hemi to bring it in 2nd place. Yeah, let's have a look at the points after those first 2 races, Dave. Currently in the box seat, the 581P of Jordan Deere on 41 points. The 88P of Jack Myers, defending champion. Look, there's gaps on that grid as well. He's currently in 2nd, just 4 points back. Darryl Wallace in the 557C, he's your race leader. Where's Jordan Deere? He's currently about 8th position, makes his move up the inside. 581, Jordan Deere already up to 3rd place. Jordan Deere definitely wants this championship, but chasing him as well as the 88P of Jack Myers. Jordan Deere almost on the bumper of the 722 of Lowe. Those are the 3 to keep an eye on. That could even be a podium for those 3 right there. Lowe came into this in 6th place in points. And the white flag will come out next time by, and Jordan Deere has got through on the inside, side by side with David Lowe as they race down into turn number 1. The flag is waving. Jordan Deere will want to get by. He'll be desperate to get by, but he probably doesn't realise 3rd place would be enough. As they come down into the final turn, Jack Myers, it's been a great defence, but I think he's going to come up a little bit short. He will take the 3rd heat. 2nd place to the 722 of David Lowe. 581 Jordan Deere finishes up in 3rd. Here we go, Myers on the inside. First to get away, Jordan Deere very slow off the line. Myers it is that leads the 88 car down the back straight with about 4 or 5 car lengths. He's so fast up there in turn 3, but we know what a great peddler Jordan Deere is in 2nd place. He's just got to be cautious not to lose touch. Deere dare to dream and catch the 88 of Myers. He's closer again. He's fast off the turn. Myers had to get on the brake. Myers was just struggling off the turn a little bit. We saw that at turn 4. It was happening at turn 2. He looked in his mirror and straight away got on the brake because he knew Jordan Deere would be there. Now it's the cat and mouse. We're halfway through this 4-lap runoff. Myers covers the inside line. Jordan Deere again still on the bumper. Jordan Deere goes outside, tries to switch back to the inside. Jordan Deere side by side with Myers. They both go to the fence at turn 3. Who's got the gas? Jordan Deere gets punted to the grass and Myers goes through. Myers looking to retain this championship. A final corner. What a runoff. Jack Myers, Manawatu Superstock champion. Jordan Deere, take a bow, man. That was a great runoff.
Well, we're nearly at the end of the season, and when we came down to William Humphries' workshop last time, we were particularly interested to come back and look at the seats and the development work that William's been doing in the seat. Let's look at the seat itself. Got to be one of the most important things, safety in the car, because if you're going to get hurt, it's possibly going to be because your seat's not adequate.
I know, to start it actually has looked like quite a cool thing to build, looking at, for us and then for our racing as well, and definitely, you want to be held in the car, and just like I say, this is our motorsport's different to any other motorsport in the world, so we can build something that's designed for what we're doing with the padding and, you know, the way your seating position in the cars and how they hold you, how they hold your arms as well, which you don't necessarily need in other motorsports.
How do you start to make a new seat?
We just kind of had a look around kind of the market around, like what are those like what a lot of the NASCAR teams are doing with their kind of seats, and kind of headed kind of down that path, but, you know, stood them up a bit more for, you know, we don't need the layback of them. It's just a lot better for our hits, just a bit more vertical. And yeah, just kind of develop that into our own product. And
I would have thought that the back would be the most important bit, because that's where you're going to get a lot of the hits from behind. Is that right or not right?
Yeah, to a point, but then you're always kind of held as long as you get the, you know, the correct lumbar and all that stuff in the bottom of the seat, and you're kind of held there for the rear ones, but your sideways are the ones that kind of throw the body sideways. So you just need the extra, you know, the extra strength through the sides. And
you could go backwards, sideways into the wall. You could get the big shunt from the back. You've got to make a seat kind of that's an all-rounder.
Yeah. Especially, you know, we try to look after the head. You know, a lot of padding around the head and everything, just to try to keep the driver awake, just with the forces we go through.
So you really want the head always forward without turning this way or that way too much.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but we do run quite a tight gap for the helmet, just so your head can't get a run up and smoke the side.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we've got 70mm progressive padding in the rear and the right hand side, and then just 50mm on the left, just to suit the, you know, slapping the wall and.
So the guys that have put them in their cars, what's the feedback?
We've had some pretty good feedback. You know, a few top guys out there, teams racing and that, and they running them and they're coming in saying not feeling nothing.
When somebody orders one, do you make it then? You don't have them sitting on the shelf, do you? Or?
Nah, so we make them to order. We actually measure up our drivers when they order one, and we actually build them full custom to suit the driver. So that's kind of our difference that we're kind of pushing compared to a few of the others, which are, you know, a more generic kind of off-the-shelf thing, which, you know, it fits some people and doesn't fit, you know, doesn't fit everyone.
Yeah. So as far as the seat is concerned, you do the metal bits. Do you do the upholstering?
The seats go to Auto Interiors for Ricky Garth.
Yep.
They foam it and upholster it all, and again we work with the drivers if they want to go that far and come in and sit in it while we foam it up and adjust the lumbar and all that.
So it's really like getting a suit made, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty
much.
It's
got to fit.
Yeah.
And I guess everybody would be really for it because it's going to be safer.
Oh yeah, you know, like I say, the drivers we've got in them, we've had good feedback and guys loving them, so, and they're still selling, so
yeah,
must be good.
William, thanks for your time, mate. I really appreciate it. Lovely to see this. Great piece of engineering, mate. Congratulations, and all the best for the next season.
No, all good, thank you.
William Humphries, he's got the seat. If you want a seat and you haven't seen it and you haven't talked to William about it, best to do as soon as you can. A big part of the season has been the Pumas, and they represent Palmerston North on their travels all around the countryside. And a couple of managers for the Pumas, Stu Russell and Ian Parfitt. Ian's been doing it for 25 years, and he's going to hang up I'm not sure what he's going to hang up, but he's going to hang up something he's got to hang up. Guys, fellas, thanks for coming in tonight. Let's have a look at the Pumas and the season. Ian, I'll talk to you in a moment, but Stu, overall, this is your first season.
Second
season. What are the pros and cons then?
The cons is that my win-loss ratio is still in the negatives from when I started last year. But the pros is we've built this massive, this awesome team culture, that especially this season, and it's real cool to be a part of. Obviously, we carried over a few guys from last season, and brought in a couple of new young guys that were really supposed to be just development drivers at the start of the season who've become full-blown right in their Pumas, and you know, you can't ask for anything more than what those guys have done this season. So
the culture you talked about, what culture do you want in the team, and how did you build it?
You want drivers that are going to have each other's backs on and off the track. You want drivers who bring pit crew and family that are all there to support each other, to help each other out when we go away on trips. You know, people get stuck in on the barbecues and then selling merchandise and helping out fix each other's cars at the workshops, and right down to just good banter and making sure, you know, everyone's just having a good time.
And did you have that kind of camaraderie in the last 25 years? Is that what you tried to achieve as well?
Yeah, we certainly did. And you know, back in the early days when we had the Peter Reeses and the Gary Davises and that, we actually had a good culture of, we had a group of guys. Just probably this year and last year we're starting to build on it again.
Let's look at the season, the highlights and perhaps the lower lights.
Well, probably the highlight for me for the season is probably seeing a guy that was right at the bottom of the ranks coming in just as a development guy to probably being one of the best blockers out there for the stock car class this year is Robertson. And it proved it in Auckland. Cars couldn't get around him. They were scared to go around him. And and even like the likes of young Jared Davis, he's coming in with leaps and bounds, and we had a good team culture there with all our guys this year. Like Hamish McLeod, I would probably say that's probably his best lot of teams racing I've probably seen in the last couple of years from him. So yeah, and Kyle Rowe, 1NZ, he's still developing. So, and Brendan Ty what Brendan Ty can do for us. So,
is the problem a lack of people that want a team's race, or have you got plenty that want a team's race, and it's a case of picking out the ones that you think can develop further and the ones that must bring in?
Yeah, I think it's a case of we've got a lot of people that want a team's race. It's finding that right group of guys to click together to obviously with the 6 cars to put those 6 cars out in place. When we picked our team for Auckland, we sort of broke it down into a few roles and sort of had 2, 2 and 2 and what me, Ian and Gary thought. But this year we changed the team a fair bit throughout the season. It ultimately it worked in the end, but ultimately in the talks we've had, we probably we've learnt some things from doing that too, and you probably don't want to go down that path again either. I'd still love to have a bit of a development team, with some of these first, second season drivers and have a hit out against maybe someone like Wellington or Hawke's Bay with their first and second season drivers as well, and not break the Pumas up, but just have a few other guys that are, and girls as well, that are sort of keen to dip their toe in the water.
The other side of the coin though is that you've got somebody who wants the team's race, but for whatever reason, sometimes it's not obvious, is just not fitting into the team, either in their personal ability or the whole team ethic.
Yeah, probably like this year, like this year you would have seen a couple of guys actually, which, good on them, was actually going racing for another team like the Bowman Clouds that, hadn't even done no teams racing. He put his hand up to go and race, help Kiki out at Huntley, and ended up going to New Zealand for Kiki, Young Graham Munn, he's another one. He just doesn't care about getting damaged. He put his hand up because they were short of a car. People like that want to give teams racing a go, and that's what we want to see more.
So off-season is around the corner. What are you going to do? What are the Pumas going to do, other than the rebuilds, of course? And how are you going to prepare for next season?
We'll have a few get-togethers probably throughout the off-season. We've got to we'll get through these last few meetings here in Palmy. I guess also we can't thank Ian enough for what he's done over those 25 years. I mean, the work that he puts into it, the time and effort and the amount of bloody phone calls that you get. It's cool though, like this, Ian literally lives and breathes the Pumas, and that's why they've been so successful as well. It's not just the drivers on track, it's in behind the scenes, and I think that's why they're one of the top 2 teams in the country when it comes to teams racing overall. If you look at all the stats, so it's been good having Ian obviously a part of this.
Well, fellas, thanks for the work for the season. We look forward to even better results from the Pumas next year. That's Stu Russell and Parfitt, joint managers of the Pumas. We caught up with 1NZ Mike Zachan on what the 1NZ title meant to him. Let's just go back to the 1NZ, the night of the 1NZ, or the couple of nights. I remember you told me some time ago, the secret is to get off the line, preferably in front.
Helps.
And to get to the corner in front and stay there.
It definitely is. It makes it easier to get your starts right. I believe it's 80% of the race. It can be quite tricky to pass in a sidecar, it's supposed to be a non-contact sport. Sometimes we do have more contact than, say, even a normal superstock race these days, but it is hard to pass, but if you've got a good enough combination, a good enough bike, you can make an outside pass or just pressure the team in front of you to make a mistake. And this bike here is number 24. Bike number, the 24th bike I've built. My good bike, number 20, actually started to rattle and knock on the dummy grid before practice. So, and I sort of had my sights set on riding that at the NZs. So that sort of blew the wind out of my sails a little bit, but we put our head down and set this thing up over the qualifying. I guess we would have been confident being on the other bike, but this bike here we'd only done probably 6 or 7 races on, not meetings, just races. Yep. And hadn't really had the time on it, but I build them all very, very similar, so I knew it was there or thereabouts. But the biggest thing was the psychological of having to change bikes. Yeah. I had my mind set on the other bike. This threw a spanner, the other bikes threw a spanner in the works, and we just had to do the job on this, and it was good. But I can't say it was easy.
All right, going into the finals night, at what stage did you think we might just do this?
When we drew the handle number 7 in the club rooms after qualifying, that sort of sets the field as such. Everyone else draws their handles, and I knew I had number 7, so I did my homework and found out who had what, and found the closest 2 rivals had outside grids to me, which was probably a psychological benefit for me. And then we had our first heat with Jamie Moon, and we managed to get the win over him. And for us, I sort of I felt a lot more confident or comfortable that we could probably do it at that stage, and the bike was good. And
track was good too.
Track was good, track was great for the 2 days, and not everybody likes a slick track. It suits us well. And I guess we've done a gazillion laps around Palmy to get everything dialed in, so I felt pretty confident. But
the family would have been very proud.
Yeah, exactly. And it was obviously a proud moment for us to win the NZs, and my wife, she's been beside me for all these 24 years, I suppose. I've been in the sport. I haven't raced for all those years. We've had a few breaks here and there, but it's been it's been testing at times. But she's stuck there, and she's as passionate about it as I am, which is good.
Mate, congratulations again on your 1NZ.
Thanks, Dave.
Good luck with all the development you're going to be doing. We're delighted we're still going to see you, albeit on the old bike.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we'll see you on the podium for the next 1NZ.
No, you won't see me on the podium for the 1NZ. Like maybe in, I don't know, it might be a rotation of say 6 years or so. Depends if I hold on to the bike, or I don't know. You never know. I'll never say never. I just said I was retiring from full-time racing, which means taking myself out of the picture for a while.
What are you going to be doing?
I go fishing at the house. You're building 24 of these. You don't get a lot of time to work on. Yeah.
Well, Mike, thanks for your time, mate. We really appreciate it. Again, congrats on the 1NZ.
Yeah, thanks very much.
And we still look forward to you. You're always welcome, in Palmy.
Yep.
We always love to see you come back, albeit on the old bike.
Exactly, yeah. So you still go all right, don't worry.
Yeah, it will. I'm sure it will. Well, tonight, of course, the Manawatu Stockcar Champs. We catch up with Kyle Rowe, the 1NZ, the man with the 1NZ painted on the side of his car. Kyle Rowe, 1NZ. How does it sound, mate? Still sound right? Sound good?
But pretty unreal feeling, to be fair.
Yeah.
So obviously a dream getting into the sport. So to have it on the car and around Palmy, you can't beat it.
The creme de la creme was there. Your competition was very hard. I mean, everyone wanted it, and some of the drivers that were there are pretty experienced, very good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of quality drivers that go up there. So it comes down to just trying to get everything right for the day, and then a bit of luck fall your way, and you can be close to where you need to be going into Heat 3.
All right, now the eliminations. I mean, obviously you made the finals, you got through, so there was no ripper charges or anything like that really to get in the way. Heat 1? Heat 1,
it was towards the back of the grid, so it was just head down, make up as many positions as we can. So
Heat 2?
Yeah, well, it was the same thing. So Heat 2 is my front grid, so that was just try and get towards the front there to try and maximise it and
maximise the points.
I think I ended up about third in that one, so it was pretty good.
It's pretty good total. So you went out for your final heat. You would have had a look at the board. Everybody does, and those that say they don't are lying. You always know who's close to you and who you're going to look for, and da-da-da-da-da. So where were you sitting before you went out for the last heat?
I was sitting third equal going into that final heat. So it was just same thing towards the back, so make up positions and then see what games were about to unfold.
And did they unfold?
Not too bad, to be fair. Yeah, just a few little things, but I got away quite lightly.
At what stage did you realise you're taking it?
Well, I knew I was up there at the end of the race, so obviously you're not really thinking about the big picture during the race, just focusing on what you can do to better your position. And yeah, afterwards I was sort of a little bit confused. I knew I was tied with Logan Pete, but I didn't know where a few of the guys coming from the back had got to. So yeah, it wasn't until we got back into the pits that I knew exactly whereabouts we'd all stacked up.
So somebody came up to you and said, mate, you're 1NZ.
Nah, so I had to go through a runoff with Logan.
Oh, the runoff, yes, of course you did.
Yeah,
that's right.
For that, so it was an official that came up and said that we're in a runoff for first and second. So.
Okay, so how did you plan for the runoff?
I think just not overthink it. It was a tricky thing because obviously there's a fair bit on the line. So yeah, you can just go out and give it a shot, really. And
you managed to see the opportunity, get away, as you did?
To be fair, I didn't get the best start myself. It was decided in the ref's box in the end.
How's the season been overall since that time?
Yeah, it's been busy trying to travel around plenty of tracks and show off the number all around the country. So it has been a busy little patch with very few weekends off, but we've enjoyed it and wouldn't have it any other way. My crew too, they've put in some big hours with me and travelled some long distances too. So can't thank everyone enough for making it happen.
Well, tonight, mate, is the Manawatu Stockcar Champs, among other things. You're the reigning champion. Do you feel a target on your back?
I don't think so.
And do you think the 1NZ makes that target a bit bigger?
We're about to find out, I suppose. So no, we'll just go out and try and do our thing and prepare the best we can. So,
what do you like to do outside of Speedway?
Yes, well, to be fair, I enjoy duck shooting, and then. Well, obviously with my work, agricultural diesel mechanic, it keeps me nice and busy. So when I'm not focusing on Speedway, I like to focus on that a bit more. So because they're very lenient with me during the Speedway season to go off and do my thing. So try and pay a little bit back.
Mate, congratulations again on your 1NZ. We're very proud of you. You're the Manawatu Stockcar Champion. You're defending that title tonight. We wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium at the end of the night.
Sweet, thank you very much.
Kyle Rowe, 1NZ P. He could be on the podium tonight. Let's find out.
The ute is off. 12 lappers, and we get the green. Rees gets pushed through. That's Brendan Rees. Hunter DeRitter outside. Oh, one up the wall. Dion Mooney. Cam Taylor as well. He's in a Mooney chassis. He gets caught up there with Cody Hodge. Cody Hodge under attack. The 21P car. A lap down now, courtesy of Hamish McLeod. Another lap down for McLeod. Humphries, oh, the right's gone on Humphries. He's got an outside flat with the 94. McLeod having a great drive out in front. Kyle Lamp has picked up the second spot over Hunter DeRitter. Oh, DeRitter spins himself up. The 88 goes round. A bit of pressure there for the young fella. And the white flag is out for Kyle Lamp. 7.72. A superb return to racing this season so far for Kyle. And he's going to come out of turn 4. He is going to pick up the checker flag in the first heat of the Manawatu Champs. Kyle Taylor in second. Caelan Mooney. Gemma Holloway. Great run for the out-of-towners. And we're going to get the green this time round. So already missing some of our front runners. One being the second place of Kyle Taylor. Burmester now trying to get to the inside though of Caelan Mooney, and he does so. So Burmester to the lead. Kyle Rowe pushing him wide as well, pushing Mooney to wide. That's Mooney. Kyle Rowe slotted back a couple of spots. In fact, we got the two Reeses connecting each other, and Hunter DeRitter hard into the wall there in turn 2. The 88. Cody Hodge in the 21, Kyle Rowe in the 79. Pushing his way through is Kyle Lamp, Heat 1 winner. Already up into the 5th spot. Seth Hodge gets pushed into the wall there, courtesy of Hamish McLeod. Look at Kyle Rowe now. Oh, he's up the inside is young Hodge, Seth Hodge hits McLeod into the wall, and he's spun up McLeod as well. Mooney goes round as well. As Rowe puts Neil Coley a lap down. Here comes Kyle Lamp up into second. Daniel Burmester right in behind Caelan Mooney now, as he's got a bit of a buffer over Hodge. Back to Taylor Lamp, William Humphries, Dion Mooney. Oh, we got one up in smoke. Graham Munn goes up in a cloud of smoke. Oh, still leading it though. He's got the white flag as well this time round. Oh, Caelan Mooney's lost the right rear on the last lap. The 26V's out of it. Burmester goes up into third. He gets a bit of a pump there from Taylor Lamp. Mooney's going to bring the car home. He will probably get disqualified at the end of it, but Kyle Rowe takes the win from Kyle Lamp. Taylor Lamp in third. Daniel Burmester back to Cody Hodge. Dion Mooney, third and final heat. 12 laps to find a Manawatu champion. We're underway. Kyle Lamp already pushing his way through. A little bit on the pole line there, but he gets off it. I don't think that made a difference. We've already got one getting squeezed to the wall. That's Taylor Lamp.
175 on the grass.
Yeah, he's been pushed to the grass. He's going to rejoin. He'll look to protect his mate amongst it.
A lot of smoke coming off that car.
Out in front though, Royden Winstanley over Wayne Verco. Taylor Lamp, here comes Kyle through the field. Dion Mooney's right in behind him and Rob Power. Jaden Hall on the outside of Mooney. 278 Kyle Taylor on the infield already. We've got a couple in the wall. That's both Hodges. Both Hodges and Hamish McLeod. Oh, Hamish McLeod's got Kyle Lamp, the points leader, and he's put him up the wall. Jaden Hall's been collected there. So going to get the white flag this time round is Taylor Lamp. But it's Kyle Rowe who's sitting in the box seat for the title. Burmester will finish up second overall, I'd say here. And Taylor Lamp possibly a third. See what the checker flag brings. Fippin's on the infield. Prescott's got an outside flat, but it's Taylor Lamp takes the win. Hamish McLeod has a swing and a miss for good measure. But Taylor Lamp picks up the win. Dion Mooney in second. Wayne Verco in third. Kyle Rowe fourth. Daniel Burmester fifth.
Well, that's the program for tonight. That's the season also. On behalf of Video Hub, we hope you've enjoyed it, and the team, of course, the production team that put the program together, Speedway Gladiators. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the programs over the season and learning a little bit more about some of the classes, but more importantly, meeting some of the drivers and competitors and track management and how it all comes together. Have a great off-season, keep yourself safe, and with a bit of luck, we'll be back next season for another series of Speedway Gladiators with the compliments of Video Hub.